Sanjeev's paper is on Shantiniketan. Don't let him sit alone here, Ashita.
No,
Khali chair.
no, close.
Please.
My paper is entitled The Ashram as Utopia, the Fate of Rabindranath's Shantiniketan. Rabindranath, in the early 20th century, built a great public institution. And before I go on to discuss that public institution, which later on became Vishwa Bharati, a university, and an ashram, which was a kind of a utopia, I want to make a small comment on the idea of public institutions, because in India, most of our public institutions are in a bad shape, and the distinguishing feature of modern public institutions is their secular character based on reason and science. And the university is supposed to be a major public institution of our times. By the term public institution, I wouldn't refer to only as an institution which is funded by the state, but rather by a public institution that would be an institution which belongs to the public sphere or civil society, and whose essential principle of being is public reason and public debate. Thus, it is central to democracy, especially democracy in the deliberative mode. However, unlike democratic governance, a public institution is not based on the majority principle, nor do public institutions' primary purpose is to further an ideology or the private goals of individuals or even profit. So it is autonomous of both the state and the market. It's in this sense that I use the term public institution. Now, Rabindranath built a unique public institution in Shantiniketan. It was conceived as an ashram and housed a school and later on became a university. The ashram became the utopia Tagore dreamt of and gave shape to. In the middle of the 19th century, Tagore's father, Maharshi Debendranath, found solace in a place near Bolpur in the district of Birbhum in Bengal, and there he founded an ashram for meditation, and he called it Shantiniketan, or the Abode of Peace. In early 20th century, Rabindranath founded a small school there and called it a Brahmacharya Ashram. It only had 5 students, including Rabindranath's own son, and it also had 5 teachers. 3 of them were Christians, including an Englishman. It was later called Brahmacharya Vidyalaya. He wanted to model it on the Vedic Tapovans or forest academies of ancient India. Over time, the school and Tagore's ideas on education evolved, and in 1921 he founded what today would be called a global and a private research university, but firmly rooted, called Vishwa Bharati. He envisaged it as a global or a cosmopolitan university, but firmly rooted in India's culture, civilization, philosophy and religion. It would be the meeting place of India and the world, of East and West, a place where India would offer her intellectual and spiritual riches to the world and receive the world with an open heart and mind. Here education was conceived as a gift and not an exchange in the marketplace. Thus we find a university which is quintessentially a public institution, not founded on the typical modern premises of secularism, science and nationalism. It was a university founded on spiritualism, philosophy and cosmopolitanism, and yet rooted in the traditions of India. But that does not mean modern science and reason was rejected, but they had a place in Tagore's larger scheme of things. And before he died, Rabindranath requested Mahatma Gandhi to look after it, and in 1951, Jawaharlal Nehru piloted a bill in Parliament to formally convert Vishwa Bharati into a central university. Now first I will briefly talk about the idea of Shantiniketan and Vishwa Bharati. Rabindranath, as you're aware, was born into one of Bengal's most accomplished families, and he was brought up in an atmosphere of education and culture. His father, Devendranath, was deeply religious and a follower of Ram Mohan Roy and adopted the Brahmo faith. Because of their non-conformist beliefs, the Tagore family was ostracized by the orthodox Hindu society. All his life, Rabindranath could not surrender to orthodoxy of any kind, including the Brahmo faith to which he was born. In childhood, he found schooling to be like a prison, and he soon became a dropout. He didn't complete school. He was largely educated at home, a home that was a center for the arts and culture, and was exposed to the outside world, including Western philosophy and literature. Rabindranath's childhood made him realize the importance of a different kind of school and education. As he grew up, he was influenced by Bankim Chandra, by the emerging national movement,